Hello all, welcome back to software testing course. So today we'll get started with the fifth chapter, that is managing the testing process. So first we'll check the contents of the chapter. So here we will talk or we will understand everything related to the managing of your testing process. What are the things which will come in managing the testing process? Who is responsible for that? How is the team structure? Then how can you do the classification of the defects? These all things come into your contents. So first we'll talk about the introduction. So basically what will happen is whenever you have to deliver the quality product, so the project manager, he has to bring the harmony or the synergy among various groups. So a project, that means we will have multiple groups, right? Such as IT group, development group, testing group, assurance group. So these all groups will come into picture, right? So it is the responsibility of the project manager to motivate these teams so that they can deliver the quality product. Now, who is responsible for motivating the testing process or the testing team? So, it is the responsibility of the test manager to motivate the testers to do the quality job. So, to ensure that the testing team it carries out its job perfectly, the test manager he has to carry out proper planning. So once the planning is done, what he has to do, he has to periodically check the activities that the testers are doing. Then he has to monitor the progress and he can also apply the mid-course corrections. That means if your team is lagging something, he can make corrections to that. So it is the responsibility of your test manager. So after the testing is completed, the test manager he has to do a post-mortem analysis of the entire testing activities. And then what he can do is, like, once he has done the analysis of the entire testing process, he can improve the testing process so that there is a continuous improvement of the quality of products, maybe the productivity of the people, or profitability of the organization. So these all things are the um, responsibilities of your test manager. So now we will talk about the management commitment. So there should be some management commitment. Here management is nothing like your top levels, like your leaders, managers, senior managers, or whoever is involved in that particular project from the organization. So the quality assurance program in an organization, it will succeed only when the top management is committed to the quality. So if, say, suppose the top management is not committed to the quality and there is no formal process for the testing, then what will happen? So as an organization and as well as a team, you cannot deliver a quality product to your client, which is the main concern here, right? So the top management, they must realize the quality is a factor that brings success to the organization. So the top management, they have to provide necessary support to the quality assurance activities. Like the top management can provide necessary infrastructures, policy guidelines, they can allocate proper budget, and how many manpowers are required, how many testers are required. Those all things can be provided to the testing team so that they can do a proper testing and they can deliver a quality product, right? So basically the top management, they need to measure what is the current level of performance. So what the team is doing at present and what is their performance, and then they have to identify the areas of improvement and then they can establish the quality goals. So now what are the factors that decide the current levels of performance, we will see. So the first factor is that it is the customer service. So what will happen is, if you have delivered a product to n number of customers, basically the simplest thing what you can do is, like, to improve your areas, what you can do is, like, the top management can tell the customers to give the feedback. So the top management can have a format for the feedback and they can share it with the customers so that the customers, they can give the feedback, and based on the feedback the top level management, they'll understand which area needs improvement, which is doing good. So these all things can be kept in mind. So the next factor here is the historical records. Say suppose you have, for the project that has been already executed, or it has been given to the customers for their execution. So once the project is delivered to your customer, there might be some bugs, right, which your customers will find out. So there would be a record of these bugs where the customer, they have detected the bugs. So the top management can analyze these reports, bug reports that have been you know uh, generated or recorded by the customer, and then these reports can be analyzed to calculate what is the effort or the money spent on the maintenance and the rework. So this can be another factor. So the third factor here is the quality approaches that is being undertaken by the competitors. So as we are in a competitive environment, so the organization in which we are working, the top management, what they can do is like they have to follow the market trends. That means they have to observe what quality approaches their competitors are taking, and we have to be in par with them. That means whatever the quality approaches they have, the other organization that is our competitors are taking, so we need to apply those factors or quality approaches in our organization as well. So the next one is industrial standards benchmark. So here what will happen is the organization they commit themselves to the Six Sigma quality or the total quality management. These are all the technologies, right? So these are the benchmarks, and these are considered for the implementation of quality approaches. So basically these are nothing but the certifications, right? So this certification that tells about tools and techniques that can be applied in our organization for the quality measures. Okay, so the last one is here the own management criteria. So apart from all this Six Sigma or basically any other certification, what the management, the organization management, they can do here is they can come up with their own criteria for measuring the quality. So that can be like your large customer base, so repeatedly orders from the same customer, productivity of the employees. So what are these things, right? So how many customer base we have, how many customers have ordered, repeatedly ordered the same thing product. So these all can be kept as a quality measures, and this will be decided by the management itself. Fine. So once we have got, or the top management has got the current levels of the performance, then the management what they can do is like they have to identify the drawbacks of the current process. Then once they have identified the drawbacks, they have to set the quality goals, and they have to commit themselves to the implementation of this quality management system in the organization, and that should be depending on the international standards. So we have a number of models that have been developed by the international bodies. So those models they give us the quality measures or the best practices, the policy guidelines. These all things would be there in the international models. So for example, you have CMMI, that is capability maturity model. So then we have ISO 9001 2000. So these are all the few examples for your international standards. So once the management is committed to the quality, then the employees can also be made commit themselves to the quality. So the management's commitment to the quality, it is reflected by creating a quality assurance or the testing environment. So the basically what management has to do is like first they have to commit themselves, then they have to make the employees of their organization to commit for the quality. So for that what the top management can do is like they can issue, or yeah, they can issue a policy statement that indicates how the management is committed to the quality, or they have to ensure that the necessary processes have been identified and that is being followed in the organization. Then they can provide necessary infrastructures, manpowers for the activities, or else they can have they have to provide necessary condition for the free exchange of ideas between the teams, like the people, the team members, they should have a good communication skill. So there should not be a restriction for a person to speak up their mind. So you have to, or the top management has to create an environment such that there is a easy flow of good ideas, right? Then they have to conduct a periodic review to ensure that the quality process are being followed and they are improved continuously. Fine. Next we will talk about the organization structure. So in this diagram, you can see the organization structure where you have the project manager. So he has to create, or he has to bring the synergy or the harmony among the different groups, such as the domain experts, marketing experts, quality experts, and the development expert. That is nothing but your development team, testing team, marketing team. So these are all the examples. So it is the responsibility of the manager. So he has to have, or he has to make sure there is harmony in the teams which he has. Okay, So basically what will happen in a traditional organization is that they will follow a hierarchical structure. That means the project manager, he will be in charge of the project, and in turn he will or she will control the development and the testing teams. So this hierarchical structure, it is not well suited for the organization in which the focus is on the quality. That means the project manager, he may or she may suppress the quality experts findings and they can release the product. So we have to ensure, or the flat structure is recommended, means there is no hierarchy. Okay, so the in the traditional, what will happen is like project manager will be the supreme, under him we will have development and the testing teams. So there should not be like this hierarchical structure. We should have a flat structure in the sense development team, testing team, and your project manager are all in one line. That means you can have free flow of ideas. Then your project manager, what he can do is like whatever the findings that the testing team has done, he can have a look at it and they can improve the quality, right? So a flat structure is recommended wherein the individual work together as a team without any strict hierarchy. So generally it is recommended that the quality assurance team, it should report to the top management representative. Say for example, we have ISO 9001, that is an international model for quality management system. So there should be a separate quality assurance team, and the management representative will be the in charge of the quality assurance team. So the management representative, he will report directly to the top management like the CEO. So in the organization structure, we have to make sure your organization, it does not follow the traditional hierarchy, but we should have a flat structure. Okay. That's it for today. We'll conclude our session. Thank you.